Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, happy Friday, and welcome to the show. It's Friday, you know what that means. It is time for the Mevo Audio Show live here with me. My name is Joseph Pisani, and I am a technical specialist here with Mevo. On the Friday shows today, we're going to talk about ways you can set up your Mevo in different scenarios and how to run audio to that Mevo. So make sure you get the best output you can. So before we get into today's show, let's go over a couple of things. If you're not familiar or if this is your first time viewing one of our shows, we do multiple shows a week, multiple live shows a week. On Tuesdays, we do Ask Mevo Anything. And this is with our lead technical specialist, Joseph Capart. In this, he goes through everything there is to go through with using a single cam Mevo. He goes into a lot of the networking side of it, how to set up your network, how to configure your Mevo for it to work properly. He also goes through the ins and outs of the Mevo settings as well. On Wednesdays, on Wednesdays, we have the multicam show. So if you haven't heard yet, or if you're just, new to this, we actually just released our multicam app 1.1, which has a bunch of new features in it, a bunch of new updates, and Will, another technical specialist of ours, excuse me, he goes through the ins and outs of multicam, right? So he goes through how to zoom and crop, how to change through the auto director features, how to set up audio as well. He also goes into the configuration settings, how to use multiple Mevo. He breaks it down, the ins and outs every single Wednesday. On Thursday, we do Mevo Live. Now, Mevo Live is with Joe and Will. On the Mevo Live show on Thursdays, we really press the capabilities of the Mevo. We use a lot of cameras. We use all types of different ins and outs and ways to use the Mevo. As far as connecting to the internet, connecting to Streamlabs OBS, vMix, regular OBS, how to get in and out between your computer. We really just push the limits on Thursdays. And then Fridays, of course, is the audio show here with me. And today we're going to talk a little bit about setup. So we'll talk about today's setup. I actually have a pretty massive setup for you today. I have a bunch of cameras set up. Also, we're going to talk about a popular scenario, fitness. And the reason why I want to talk about this fitness scenario is we do get a lot of questions in our tickets and on our social media groups about how to set up a Mevo, maybe in an area that you can't reach it. Maybe you want it above a certain height that you can't get to necessarily. So I'm going to show you how you can set that up and power the Mevo on and off remotely using the USB functions. We're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about how to get the best audio in those scenarios. We also have a great Windows wireless webcam update to talk about. If you've been waiting for the Windows wireless webcam update, it is here. So you can absolutely go get that at mevo.com/webcam. And while I'm talking about it, we might as well talk about what else we have going on. We have the Mevo Start 3-pack available right now. This is back in stock. So if you were wondering if this is going to be back in stock, it is. This is exclusively at mevo.com. And this pairs beautifully with that new multicam app I mentioned. So the Mevo multicam app version 1.1 is out, is available, has packed with a bunch of new features, all new transitions, all new fixes. I think the iPad view is a lot better now. So this is a great time to start using this. You can check that out at mevo.com/getmulticam. And as I mentioned, available now to download is the Mevo wireless webcam for Windows. Go to mevo.com/webcam to download the latest versions there for Windows and Mac. I'm just mentioning Windows because it has been a sought out feature for us and we are happy to release it. Okay. So, of course, throughout the show today, as I go through these scenarios, if you have any questions, please post your questions in the. Now we're streaming to YouTube and Facebook at Mevo Camera. So if you're joining us, if you're with me today, if you have questions, please put them in. I'll make sure I answer them live here on the show. So let me take a quick look, see if we have anything going on. And it looks like we do. So let's get rid of some questions first, and then we'll get into our slides. Okay, so we have one here. Randy Braun says, I got my multicam set up yesterday for the first time. I'm going to do a wedding with it soon. Great. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. I actually have a multicam set up to show you today as well. If you're doing a wedding, chances are you're going to be moving around a lot, right? You're going to be bouncing around from the reception area to maybe like outdoor pictures and stuff like that. So be sure if you're looking to stream this, you have good connectivity. If you're looking to just record it, that's great. You can absolutely use the multicam to record on ISO recording. So let us know how it turns out. You know, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I've actually been curious to see how this would work at a wedding. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you for that. Cool. All right, so let's get right into our presentation for today. And there we go. And there we go. So fitness studio. So the reason, again, why I wanted to bring this up is we do get this question a lot of people wanting to maybe stream their fitness classes over Zoom or use the Mevo and use its features to stream their classes over Facebook or whatever. But they have to put the Mevo in a certain area to get the full studio, and that a lot of times is unreachable. So we're going to talk about that right now. Let me just slide over here. There we go. Cool. So as you can see here in this little rudimentary setup I have here, this is would be a typical setup for a fitness class, right? You have your instructor, and then you have the other participants around the instructor. You want to make sure that the Mevo is in a good spot to cover this angle, right? So for instance, this might need to be a little bit higher. So if this is higher, the Mevo offers a great feature where you can power on and off the device via the USB cable. So if you look at this slide here, you'll notice that I have a cable going directly to the outlet. In the Mevo, and this is specifically for the Mevo Start, in this mode, all this person would have to do to unplug or replug in the Mevo, to turn on or turn off the Mevo would be to unplug it. And there's a mode I will show you in Mevo 2.0 app. Let's hop in here and I'll show you where that is. So we are going to go to a different Mevo. And as you can see, I have a bunch of Mevo set up, including a Mevo Plus as well today. So we're looking for 22K. No, is that the one? 9P. We're looking for 9P. Where are you? All right. Did I pass it a bunch of times? People yelling at me. There it is. Oh, connected to something else. Well, I'll show you where it is in my other one here. So this is my mixture view, but if I go into my settings, in the Mevo settings, so make sure you guys can see that all the way at the bottom, there's a couple of options, right? So one is power external USB devices. What this option will do is allow you to connect a separate USB microphone or interface or something like that that needs power, and that will actually draw power from the Mevo. So for what we want to do today, we want to turn this feature off. We also want to turn on the power on/off with the USB cable. That's the feature we're looking to have on. And I also recommend, if you are going to use this feature, if you look above that where it says auto turn off, we want that to be on as well. So what this will do is if the Mevo does not sense any type of power after a certain amount of time, 15 minutes of inactivity, the Mevo will actually shut itself off. So you don't even have to worry about turning the Mevo off necessarily. All right. So let's see if we can dive back into the app. Cool. So now, actually, let's get out of the app real quick. So here I have the Mevo, right? So let's say I want to mount this in an area that's, way above in front of the class. I can mount this Mevo wherever I want. And as long as this Mevo is plugged in, I can use this feature. So now I'm running a cable to an outlet over here, which I can unplug or plug. And let me just connect to this Mevo real quick so I can disconnect. Connect to disconnect, right? And this was 9P, right? There we go. Beautiful. So let me just show you where I'm at in the app. So if I go into here, I want to just double check that I have these settings. Oh, Mevo powered down. Oh, because it doesn't sense power. So this is actually a great example. So now that my Mevo is powered down, when I plug it in to the outlet, you'll notice it kicks right back on. So now, no matter where this Mevo is, as long as I have this feature set up and I plug it in, that'll turn my Mevo on. So for a scenario like this, you have the option to take your Mevo and put it basically wherever you want. Now, if you don't have an outlet available, you can always run an extension cord or something like that. So I'll make sure we discuss that. And again, that was power on and off via the USB. So let's go through another option too. So let's talk audio wise. In this scenario, I'll go back to this. This would be using the internal microphones from the Mevo. So if you aren't aware, the Mevo Start has built-in internal microphones. These microphones actually sit on top of the Mevo, and there's 3 of them. And these microphones have a lot of great features as far as directing sound and pulling in sound. If you're using this for some type of fitness class, I would probably say go with the general setting. If you are using this microphone, this way you could just pick up the whole room. But if you're not, there's a couple of different ways you can run audio. So again, this would be using just the internal microphone. But something like this, you can use the remote mic app. So in this scenario, I can have the instructor use a cell phone or a iPad, iPod or something like that, connect it through the remote mic app, and have that signal sent wirelessly to my Mevo. Now, in a workout type of scenario, this might be a little bit cumbersome, so you might want to hook up a headset or a lav microphone to the phone, or use a Bluetooth headset and use it that way. But then you can use the phone's audio to direct signal directly to the Mevo. So this is just a inexpensive, way to get a different audio source from, remotely wirelessly to your Mevo. So you can absolutely use the cell phone's remote app, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. So check it out. So here's my phone, and if I open up the Mevo mic right there, you should be able to see that now. You'll see that I'm actually already connected. So actually I want to disconnect this. Disconnect. Oh, there we go. So when you open up the Mevo Mic app, which can be downloaded in the App Store or the Google Play Store as well, for free. Oh, look, it's already connecting. Oh, don't want to leave that. Disconnect. Oh, I know why. It's connecting because I have this connected in my Mevo 2.0 app. That's why. So right now it's searching for Mevo. 6 Mevos detected. It found them. And let's see which one it actually jumps to. DW6. Okay, cool. So now what's happening is whatever Mevo DW6 is, which is the last numbers of the serial number here, that one was already predisposed to having the mic connected to it. So all I have to do is go back into my Mevo 2.0 app. Let's disconnect from the one I'm on. Hop into DW6, which is a nice shot of a microphone there. Let's open up my audio, edit my inputs, and as you can see right there, the Galaxy 9 is showing up. So what I want to do is actually disconnect from that, and then you'll notice, we're in a loop now, because now the phone went to the next Mevo. So I must have a bunch of Mevos hooked up to this right now. And this is going to the K9. Yep, this is going to the one I wanted to. Cool. So this is going to 22K9P, which is the Mevo that I connected with the USB power. So with this, I can absolutely just use this microphone as my audio source. I can have this a little bit closer to me, or maybe hook up again a wired microphone to it to give me a little bit more clarity if I'm doing any type of fitness class or anything like that. But really the better option, probably the most, I guess, viable for this scenario would be to use a lav. So if you have a lav kit, which I have one right here. So these are the Rode lavs. These are very popular with our customers, so that's why I like to bring them up. With something like this, you can hook up this connection wirelessly to the camera. So in this scenario, you're gonna need to be able to reach this lav, so the receiver, because that will be connected to the Mevo. That won't power on and off like the Mevo does using the cable. So you want this to be accessible, so you can just run a 3.5 millimeter TRS cable from the receiving unit to the Mevo, and then you could have the lav. So what this will do for your streams is give your instructor's voice presence, right? So your instructor's voice will be right up front. You can even mix this signal along. Actually, no, you can't. You can mix the signal with the remote mic app signal, and you can get like a room tone with your lav in front, so you can have your instructor up front. But if you want to hear like the other participants in the class as well, shouting out or giving motivational, shouts or whatever, you can have the remote mic app pick that up too, so you can blend the audio as well. So this is a good way to get clear, descript audio with a camera that's in an unreachable spot. You have already set that up. So if you have any type of like yoga class, fitness class, this is a great scenario for you to get those classes on Zoom. Great. So let's see. I don't think we have anyone else. Oh, and of course, this is another option as well. I forgot I made this one. So with this one is actually using a shotgun microphone. So some of these classes you might be able to purchase a shotgun microphone, and if you don't know what that is, I'll show it to you. It's this, not that one. Right. It is this one. So these type of microphones are great for like a stationary position. You can have something like this hanging over your instructor, and you can have that then going to a mixer. So I'll show you what I mean by that. And oh, did we reset? There we go. So basically what's happening here is the shotgun microphone is going XLR to a mixer. The mixer, which is like this right here, is then, so let's say this is our shotgun input. The mixer is then sending signal from here directly to the Mevo. So for your stream or for your Zoom conference or for your class or whatever it is, now you know you will absolutely get the best audio because you're running it through a mixer. You can do whatever EQing you want to do as far as like maybe cutting out some low noise or cutting out some high noise, whatever it may be. And then you can send this feed directly into the Mevo using the 3.5 millimeter input on the back of the Mevo. So this would be using the shotgun setup. Cool. So I'm going to dive into questions, see if we have anything else going on in there. Doesn't look like we have any right now. Okay. Cool. Oh, looks like that. Was there an audio issue? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, cool. And looks like, oh, Randy watching from Winnipeg, Canada. Awesome. If the Jets are your team, that's great. But I don't know how you feel about Montreal right now, but it's pretty cool. I'm over on Long Island, so the Islanders are doing well. Hopefully they can seal the deal here as well. Cool. So let's get into our next topic. So my next topic I wanted to show you was the webcam feature. So the Mevo wireless webcam, it just came out for Windows, and it's available at mevo.com/webcam. And I want to go to this little setup I have right here. Cool. So with this setup here, I actually have my wireless webcam set up on my PC, which is to my left. And this is being connected through a Mevo Plus. So this is the second generation Mevo. And now that is connected wirelessly. It's connected USB right now for power, but it's connected wirelessly to my PC right here. That's the top view on my Zoom call that you see right here. Now, the bottom view is actually another Mevo Start that is connected wirelessly again to my Mac, which is running OBS, which is how I'm running my show right now. So what's cool about this is I'm able to, in OBS, do a presentation with wireless webcam from a Mac, wireless webcam from a PC, into Zoom, back into OBS. And then if I really wanted to, I can go into Zoom and I can select OBS virtual camera. And if you'll notice, you'll see this OBS symbol. If I go into my OBS and turn my virtual camera on, now this Zoom call will get my Zoom presentation. So again, if you're doing like a fitness class and you have people watching on Zoom, you might want to try incorporating a system like OBS or multiple cameras in order to accomplish this on a Zoom call. So now I can do my entire presentation that you're seeing today on a separate Zoom call for a private audience if I choose to. And if I turn off my virtual camera, we'll get this symbol again. So if you do get this symbol, just know this means your virtual camera in OBS is turned off. And then in Zoom, I can just go right back to that microphone, that wireless Mevo microphone that I have connected right here. Obviously, you can see I can change between microphones. There's really no delay. And actually looking at just the latency overall, I mean, it's pretty good. It's definitely pretty good. So again, the top screen you're seeing here is the PC. So this is Windows wireless webcam using a Mevo Plus right there. There you are. And then again, I'm using the Mac version of wireless webcam on my top right here. All right, so let's see what we have going on. Let's keep these questions coming in. If you guys have questions about any of this stuff, please let me know. Even if you have questions about multicam, because I know every time we do a show, those questions come up as well. So I absolutely have that available here to show you as well. And actually, it's pretty cool if I hop into my multicam app right now, just to get an idea of what it looks like when you have a lot of Mevos to select. And look, one of them even needs an update. We'll do that after the show. Cool. So it looks like we have some questions coming in. Let me see what I got coming in. Okay. Ernest says, can you connect the mixer to the remote mic app for times when the mixer isn't close to the camera? That is a great question. So Ernest's question here is, can we connect the mixer, which is coming from right here, to the remote camera app, which I believe you can. So let's test it here. Let me just find myself a 3.5 millimeter cable here. So I'm going to come out of my mixer's headphone output right here. I'm going to turn that up so I have signal coming through. I'm going to hop over to my Mevo mic app and let's see if it works. I'm pretty sure this could work. I may need a TRRS cable on the device side to accomplish this. So we'll see. So now let me go back into my, nope, that's not the one we want. We want this guy. And we also want to connect this. All right, so we're gonna have to do some maneuvering here just to get this to work. So we're gonna disconnect from here. So this is a good lesson in troubleshooting Mevos right now. We're going to go into our 9P. We're gonna go to here. Okay, so this is one of the ones that I'm using as a demo. So we're gonna actually go into our audio and we're gonna disconnect from that Mevo mic app. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect from this app. We're gonna dive into my main my main Mevo, which is my front Mevo right here. Great. We're gonna hop into the audio settings. We're gonna tap in here, and we're gonna turn me off, and we're gonna do some. Okay. So now what you're hearing is a little different, but it's actually myself coming through the mixer, I believe. Unplug this. Check 1, 2. Nope, same. Let me see. I might need a different cable for this. So what I'm doing is I'm attaching my mixer to my remote mic app, but I think I need a TRRS input to get this to work properly. Let's see if I have one, which I don't. Apologies, Ernest, I don't have the right cable on me or in reachable distance right now to test this, but I believe this will work if you plug in a TRRS cable. I will try this after the show ends, and I'll get back to you on that. But right now, what you're hearing is me coming through the microphone of my remote mic app. So you can take a look at that here. So you can see that moving up and down. I can mute my directly from there. Yeah, this isn't affecting that. So I think I need a different cable. Do I have one? I definitely have one somewhere. I don't have it on me, so apologies for that. All right. Let's kick back. Now we're back on the blue. This is didn't mention that up front. But let's go back to questions. Yeah, so I'm getting noticed that it definitely works 100%. I just think I have the wrong cable set up right now. So if you you would need the TRRS cable input for this particular phone. If you have an iPhone, you're going to need a Lightning to TRS adapter to get that to work. The right adapter. Cool. All right. So while we're doing this, let's dive into the multicam app because we mentioned it. And let's get out of here. And let's go to multicam. Because in the multicam app, I want to show you that you can use different modes for different. I shouldn't say modes. I should different select like camera selections as your audio is really what I should say. So let's see what I can connect to here. I'm pretty sure I can connect to not you, not you. I could definitely connect to. I don't know if I can connect any of you. Let's connect to you. And let's connect to you. Cool. Great. All right. So as you can see here, I have two cameras set up. My auto director is already kicking in on my multicam app. I already had that set up. So what you're seeing here is the camera that I set up before using my power over USB to turn it on and off. And then I have another camera set up behind me just pointing at that microphone. What I want you to see here is the audio that's coming into this particular multicam session is actually the Mevo audio, the internal microphone audio coming from this camera here, which is, you can see right there. And now if I were to switch over to the other audio, this camera is actually muted. So if I then go back into my Mevo 2.0 app and switch my apps around a little bit, the camera behind me, which I believe is DW6. Oh, it's already being, oh, you know what? It's being used in the multicam app. So this is something that we have to really just expand on. So we get a lot of these questions about how to let me go back to multicam, about why the audio mixer isn't built into the multicam yet. It actually is a pretty complicated scenario, especially when you're using multiple cameras and multiple audio sources, because you got to think of it this way. Let's say right now I have two cameras. That's potentially 6 to 7 audio sources, depending on how I have things set up. So that's a pretty complicated process. So what's happening here is I'm connected to my multicam app. So the first thing I got to do if I want to change anything on this camera, go back into that, is I want to disconnect from the multicam app and then connect to my Mevo 2.0 app, set up the audio the way I like it, the way I want it, and then go back into my multicam app. So if you are doing a multicam stream, for example, the wedding that you mentioned earlier, or that was mentioned earlier, make sure that you're doing all this stuff prior to stream time. You don't want to be in crunch time and messing around with with your cameras and settings and stuff like that. So what we're going to do here is, let's go back in here. So we want DW6. We want to get you out of there, right? So let's go back. Oops, hit the wrong button. I'm not as swift with the multicam app as Will is just yet. All right, so let's disconnect DW6. I'm going to pop back over to that Mevo 2.0 app. I'm going to jump into DW6 once it pops up. There it is. All right, let's check our audio settings. So, and looks like, yes, so it looks like the audio channel for the Mevo there is actually muted. And you can tell that by the microphone on the right-hand side. So I'm going to unmute that. So I have some signal coming through. It looks like I do. And if I wanted to, I could totally send, oh, that's an error because I got to disconnect it first. Disconnect. Let's turn them on, Mevo mic. It's already connected to them. All right. If I wasn't already connected to another Mevo, I would be able to send the remote mic to that as well. But I don't want to go through all that again. So anyway, the Mevo internal mics are set up on the microphone on the Mevo behind me, so I can get out of that. Let's go back into our multicam app. Spin that around. Bam. All right. And I believe that was DW something. So let's see how it goes. Pulls up the Mevos. Again, a lot of Mevos here. I'm going to connect to this right here. And there we are. So now when I go into my audio mixer, I can choose which one of these Mevo cameras I want to hear audio from. So if I was running from my my actual analog mixer, which I have to the right of me, so if I was running from here and this is my main audio, I want to make sure that whatever this feed is going to the selected audio in my multicam app. So you want to be aware of these type of connections and be aware of these type of correlations. So you could run both as well. So for example, if you, like I said earlier, if you want to have a lav mic hooked up on, let's say, an instructor, and then you want to be able to pick up some of the room from another camera or some of the atmosphere from another camera, you can absolutely do that. And then you can just blend that sound with your faders by moving your faders up and down here. And of course, with the multicam app, you have the option to just record. And notice that one of my cameras does not have an SD card in it, so that's letting me know there. Or of course, you can just go straight live, log into whatever you want, as far as Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, RTMP to a custom destination, and stream from there. Great. All right, let's dive into questions and see if we have anything else coming in. Doesn't look like we do. All right. Okay, so if we have no more questions, I just want to recap some of the things that we talked about today. So again, we talked about the Mevo wireless webcam for Windows, and I was able to demonstrate that by having a Zoom meeting set up that's actually being sent to OBS using both Windows wireless webcam and Mac wireless webcam. We have the Mevo Multicam version 1.1 is out, mevo.com, get multicam if you want to try this out. It is a great app. It is a lot of fun to use, especially if you're getting that 3-pack of Mevo starts. You know, it's a great companion. So now you can use all your starts, one app. You don't have to worry about using all types of extra equipment or anything like that. And something we haven't mentioned yet today, but if you are a Mevo customer and you want to spread some of that Mevo love to your friends or your family, sign up for a referral code and you can get 5% commission and save your friends and family 5% off whatever they purchase from mevo.com. So you can sign up for that at mevo.com/referral or mevo.com/refer. All right, so I'm going to take a quick dive and see if any more questions popped up. And if not, then we are good to wrap this today. It is Friday. I know everyone's checked out today. That's fine. So am I. I will see you guys next week. And if you do see this on a replay, post your questions anyway. We'll be happy to answer them. If you do need any type of more help or anything like that, please visit us at help.mevo.com for any type of technical assistance. Either myself, Joe, or Will be in the tickets there to answer for you. And with that being said, everyone, please have a great weekend. Stay safe out there, and I will see you next week.